Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Jaimee and this will be my top 10 worst films of 2016. Once again, I must state that these are my personal worst films of the year, and I definitely did not see all the bad movies out there. In fact, I sort of tried actively to avoid seeing them. So these are just the ones that I personally didn't like. If you like them, good for you. I'm glad that someone can enjoy these pieces of crap. And without further ado, I'll move on to my honourable mention, or in this case, dishonourable mention. So, I only have one dishonourable mention this time, and that goes to Assassin's Creed. God damn it, this film was stupid. The reason I'm leaving it in here is mainly because I only saw it 2 days ago, so technically I saw it in 2017. Also, it was released in 2017 in Australia, but not in America, so I'm not quite sure with release dates how it works. So I just figured I'll just chuck it in there. This film is terrible. It would probably easily be in my top 5 worst, or bottom 5. Alright, and on to my top 10. Bottom 10. At number 10 we have Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Now, this film had a really interesting concept, and it's based on a book that I haven't read, but that I think seems pretty interesting. Also, it is a great step forward for, hey, what can we do with works in the public domain? Let's stick zombies in them. It had a lot of great ideas, but it was sort of clumsily put together, and it could have benefited from another half hour of screen time, unlike a lot of other films. So, whilst, you know, it wasn't very good, I could watch it again, so it's only at my number 10. At number 9 we have The Fifth Wave. Wow, these young adult adaptations are getting bad and lazy and stupid. However, the first act of this film was actually pretty good. Like, the whole setup with the different waves and things, I found that quite interesting. And then it just becomes really predictable and just sort of goes downhill. So again, I could rewatch at least the first bit of this again, but I don't really see myself rewatching it, so no. And at number 8 we have Suicide Squad. Why does this film suck? Seriously. It's so many things going for it. You had a great cast. Okay, that was about the only thing that was going for it. You had good characters, and even the characters were fairly, I can't say they were well developed, but at least all the actors seemed to have a good grasp on their character, and so what little character moments they were given actually worked out fairly well, except when they were given motivation that hadn't been set up. And point is, this film should have been great, and it was really stupid. The reason it's not lower is that at least some of the jokes worked, at least some of the characters were okay. At least there were like 2 okay scenes, and then that's probably it. This film at least seemed to have like a heart. It seemed to be fun, and you could rewatch it maybe if you were drunk, but you could rewatch it. It would be possible. It would be painful, but it would be possible. And at number 7 we have The Legend of Tarzan. Stop trying to make Tarzan work, it's not going to. This film was about the best you could do with a Tarzan story. It's still fairly stupid. As far as a Tarzan movie goes, this was really well made, especially for live action. Like, it's just, again, it was stupid. Just, no, stop making these. And at number 6 we have Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. I thought this film was going to be stupid. It was stupid. Were there some jokes that worked? Sure. If there was really nothing else on, could you watch this and have a good time? Probably. Do I ever want to see this again? Nope. It was plain old stupid. Next. And at number 5, we have Ghostbusters. Okay, I like the 1984 Ghostbusters film. A lot of things about it work, but what really makes it work is the fact that it's not targeted at kids. It's made for adults, just clean enough that you could show it to kids. So a lot of the humor in it is just the guys generally being jackasses to each other and to people. So how do we reboot this? Let's make it really kid-friendly, have nearly none of the jokes work, and have the few jokes that do work be undercut by other ones that don't. Also, have the plot make no sense, have the characters all kind of be so unoffensive but pointless that I just kind of want the bad guy spirit thing to win. Yeah. This film was stupid and didn't need to exist. And it's not even that it didn't need to exist. It's that you could have done a lot more with this concept. Like, female Ghostbusters. I don't see why that can't work. It's more the script, the story, nothing about that worked. This film shouldn't have been too hard to make decently okay. And somehow they failed at that. At number 4, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shell. What the hell are you doing, Stephen Amell? Get out of this film. No. What did we have in the first Ninja Turtles film? Some good things and a lot of bad things and not enough turtles. Well, at least we got more turtles in this one, and at least their characters were a bit more defined. Except that Leo is really stupid, Raph is really stupid, Mikey is more corny than usual, which is kind of saying something, and Don doesn't really do anything. So, on the villain front, we've got a different Shredder, so I guess we just forget everything that happened in the first film, except that we don't, because Will Arnett's in this, and he's now a super... Oh my god, this film makes no sense. So then we've got April O'Neil not being April O'Neil, just sort of being there. We've got Stephen Amell as Casey Jones, which, you know, Stephen Amell was great in Arrow, probably would have even made a decent Casey Jones. But whatever take they did in this just didn't work. And then we've got bloody Tyler Perry being a scientist. Can anyone buy that? And he's actually trying? Oh my god, this film is so stupid. And it just, as a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, this kind of thing where they've got some ideas, but they've got no idea what they're doing with them, that really hurts. Just get some good people involved. There are plenty of Ninja Turtles fans out there who know what they're doing. Just let them be in control. That'd probably end terribly. But still, no, this franchise is stupid. No. Number 3. Okay, so up until this point, the films have been bad. Definitely not good, but at least you could show them to someone. Like, I can see who would enjoy these ones. These next 3 just hurt so much to watch. They are painful, and as a fan of these kind of movies, to see them made so incompetently, oh my god, what has this world come to? Like, what has this cinema world come to? I don't even know. So without further ado, at number 3 we have BS the movie, Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. definitely not called BS. It's not like it's in the title or anything. Nope. Nope. Oh my god, this film was terrible. This film was actually terrible. There were a few redeeming moments, which is why this film is not my #1 worst film, but it's still a terrible, terrible movie. There's a few scenes with Batman that are okay. Jeremy Irons as Alfred was actually quite funny, even though he only had like 3 lines. Gal Gadot, or Gadot, or however you meant to say that, as Wonder Woman was probably good, but she didn't really do anything, so I'm not entirely sure, but for when she was on screen, she was perfectly okay. I think Henry Cavill's Superman, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with his portrayal, because that's what they're aiming for. So I don't feel any need to dislike him as an actor or dislike the performance. Instead, I'm going to direct my dislike where it is warranted. The writers, producers, directors, and editors. Please never make another film again. It's not like you're making a Justice League film or anything. Far out. What even was going on with this film? Oh, it was so bad. Just nothing about it worked, and every time it cut to Superman, the film just stopped. It didn't drag or anything, it just stopped. What? Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. Look, again, I have nothing against the actor because I think that his performance was perfectly fine given the direction he had clearly received. Because if there's something like this, if your actor's going overboard and doing something weird, then it's the responsibility of the director to say, hey, no, stop doing that, that's weird. My guess is that what would have happened is that Zack Snyder actually was like, oh yeah, go on, play up the quirks, play up some mannerisms, let's keep it getting weird, let's make this weirder. So I blame the whole thing on Zack Snyder. Please, someone kick him off Justice League. Please. Please. And at number 2 we have Independence Day Resurgence. God damn it. Look, Roland Emmerich, I am speaking directly to you. You know how to make good, fun, blockbuster disaster movies where most of the world gets destroyed and the heroes save the day or at least survive or do something. And there's a lot of cool explosions, we get to see monuments destroyed, and, you know, it all works out in the end and everyone's happy and some of the main characters die, but most of them survive, and it's funny and lighthearted and just a lot of action, and where the hell was that in this film? Seriously. This film had so many characters, was so overblown. The humour, where was the humour? I know people were saying that this film was suffering from a large Will Smith-shaped hole. I don't think Will Smith could have saved this film. I don't even think there was a problem with this actor who they got to play Will Smith's adopted son, who they never seemed to acknowledge that he wasn't actually Will Smith's son, but if you watch the first film, you had so many of the original actors coming back. You had such a good premise. Like, yeah, it would take the aliens a long time to come back, and you get all the a lot of the original actors back, but it's just that the only one basically with any kind of charisma is Jeff Goldblum, like, and he's trying. What? You've got the subplot with Judd Hirsch in a bus, but see, I didn't mind that because at least Judd Hirsch was kinda bright, cheerful, and Judd Hershey was better than whenever they kept cutting to the stupid guy in glasses and the trying to impress the African warlord. And to be fair, can we get an African warlord prequel movie, like, set at the same time? Because that sounded like a really cool movie that, you know, we didn't get to see. And then they'd cut to Bill Pullman, but Bill Pullman's now crazy and has a beard and no, he was great. What did you do to this film? And then you cut to Liam Hemsworth, who's kind of trying but also kind of not doing anything, but I think it's the script, there's nothing much for him to do. And you get his weird friend who's just sort of there for nothing and has this crush on the Chinese girl who's also there for nothing. And then you've got not Will Smith, who doesn't actually contribute anything to the plot. And then you've got the old president's daughter, who also doesn't really contribute anything to the plot. And then there's also the new president who dies. What were you thinking? And what were the aliens thinking? Oh my god, there's so many problems with this film. I could rant about this for another hour, but I feel like I've already gone on about this for long enough. So we get to my number one. Now, if you were me, you'd currently be wondering, what on earth could possibly be worse than the two biggest letdowns of the year? And all those other films as well. Well, see, a few years ago, two films came out at the same time that had a very similar premise. Olympus Has Fallen and White House Down. I saw them both, and whilst I thought White House Down was lovably over the top and comical, but also kind of believable and, you know, generally okay as a film, and I enjoy watching it, and it's funny. I thought Olympus Has Fallen was incredibly stupid. Nothing about it made sense, the plot really didn't work, it was just really stupid. So when I saw that one of the two films with the same premise had gotten a sequel, I was really disappointed to find out it was Olympus Has Fallen and not White House Down. But I decided to be optimistic. The trailers looked really good. London Has Fallen really looked like it could be a good film. Then I saw it. So, my number one worst film of the year is London Has Fallen, obviously. This film is just offensive to the Secret Service and their equivalents in at least the G8, especially to the British Secret Service, the British Police, and basically everyone in London and Greater England, but I'll stick with London. So, a guy wants to get revenge on the world leaders, especially the American president, but he's somehow set to trap in London. Because, you know, London has the most open borders in the world. It's so easy to sneak into London. You see why this could be offensive? Okay, so they sneak into London. Sure, they somehow manage to kill all the leaders of the respective G8, bar the president, because their totally not British Secret Service agent happens to be slightly better than some of the others. Oh my god, this is so bad. But you know, all their other plans work. So, you just kill half the world leaders, and then no one wants to help the president. You know, funnily enough, if I was living in London and there'd been some terrorist attacks and then I see the president run past my apartment, I'd probably be going, hey, Mr. President, you want to shelter in here? I have a phone that you can use to call some people to help, and guess what? Since my apartment is some random thing, I doubt anyone would actually come to look for you in here. But you know, of course there's no people in London. Ever. They're all just hiding in their houses or hiding out in Scotland or something. No idea. God damn it, this film is stupid. But you know, oh, we have to protect the president. Guess we don't have anyone who could help with that, except the one Secret Service dude. Oh look, he's been captured. So what did the terrorists do? No, we're not going to kill him straight away. We're going to advertise it, choose a time, and then publicly execute him on TV. No! These are just both the best and the worst terrorists in the world. Oh my god, this film is so stupid. And again, offensive to all international politicians and various agencies. And especially to the people of London. I don't know how this film was made. I don't know why this film was made. I don't know how anyone thought this script was a good idea. I don't know why people didn't find this film more offensive to international politics, but hey, maybe it was just like, let's see the president and the one Secret Service dude do some cool action things, except there wasn't even very much of that. So, no. This film shouldn't exist. It shouldn't have been made. No one should have thought it was a good idea. Okay, that was my worst films of 2016 list. Did you like those films? Did you despise those films as much as I did? Tell me what you thought. There's a huge comment section below. Like the video if you want. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Do all that jazz. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye!